makes rare earths so critical. These 17 metals are crucial components of the products you use every day, even the device you're watching this on. They're known as rare earths, and they're in almost every modern electronic good. Neodymium, for example, makes magnets that go into electric vehicles and wind turbines. Gadolinium is used in lasers and as a contrast agent for MRIs. And europium is used in television and computer screens. But despite their name, rare earths aren't actually very rare. There are more than 15 countries and territories listed as having reserves. Brazil, for example, has the world's second largest reserves of rare earth elements. The world leader, though, is China. Its firms supply nearly 70% of the ore from which rare earths are extracted, and more than 90% of the refined materials. America gets 80% of its rare earths from China. The first rare earths were discovered in the 1700s, but the industry really flourished after they were found in California in 1949. Then, in the 1980s, China began opening hundreds of mining and processing firms. The country surpassed America as the main producer at the turn of this century. China now controls the market, partly because of its huge scale, and partly because other countries were happy to avoid the extremely polluting work. Mining rare earths is only part of the process. Separating and purifying the minerals takes time and money. In the West, labour is more expensive and there are stricter environmental regulations. China's dominance, though, is now creating a problem. In April 2025, Trump declared 34% tariffs on China, sparking fears of a trade war. 2 days later, China put export controls in place, meaning that rare earths could no longer be sent out of the country without a special license. Further restrictions were announced in October, though a one-year delay was agreed after talks in South Korea.
From 0 to 10, with 10 being the best, I would say the meeting was a 12.
China's become more willing to hold up the supply of rare earths, but the world still needs them. The year-long truce might lead companies and governments to relax, but China knows the power of its rare earth weapon and will only be tempted to use it again. That means alternative options need to be developed. Reducing the amount used, finding alternative minerals, and recycling existing rare earths, as well as diversifying sources, are all essential. But the most important thing is making sure the world doesn't continue to rely on one country to keep the modern economy functioning.